listen, because you need to prove me wrong so Ray can have a decent season.
Hey, if he's on Twitter, we'll talk to him. But
I mean, it's better than taking Joe Forte and no, not Joe Forte. Joe Forte.
Hey, move on.
What year was this? 01 in Carolina? Boy, I say, man.
I think we was trying to say Matt Forte.
Yeah,
Matt Forte in the third round.
What's who I took? I took Matt Forte and I took Rashad Mendenhall. And Mendenhall. I said Mendenhall. Mendenhall. Excuse me.
Rashad dudes can't talk.
Yeah, man.
Rashad Mendenhall and I took Clinton Porter. So I mean I like my running back.
Fish, who are your running backs?
My running backs are Ryan Grant, kept with the light skin. And I got Noshawn Moreno.
I got LOL segment.
And I got LT. Hopefully he can pull some things out.
That's 06.
So, but I mean, most of my players was built on wide receiver. I'm not a big running back person.
Why you didn't get Vic and Larry Johnson since you're going retro with the running backs?
I mean, what Larry Johnson you want me to get? You want me to get like Grandmama?
Nah, but you got the best quarterback in the game, I think, fantasy wise. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is close, but Breeze has been consistent.
I mean, right now, only thing you can do is let your players do all your talking. I mean, all this talk that we do is just for fun, but your players do all your talking.
Hey, let me give a shout out. One of my leagues, Southside Red Wings, I played some dude named Sean Weinbrenner in his first game. And his running backs are Frank Gore and Beanie Wells. Another Beanie Wells guy. He does have Felix Jones. I got him too, so it might be a little conflict.
All right, Sean, you need a whooped raise. You know what?
So. I expect to beat him. And another dude, his name is Travis. They call him Boat Speed, man. I don't play him till like week 4, so I ain't worried about him. But he does have Michael Turner. I'm a little concerned about that.
Well, let me get a shout out.
No, my bad. He doesn't.
I'm telling you off. My fault.
Nah, he don't have. My bad. He don't have Michael Turner, but. Whoever I play in that in my fantasy Grace League, that's the Urban Sports Team League. I play somebody this week who has Michael Turner. I got Michael Turner in the league with y'all. So
you gonna root for Michael Turner?
He's ATL all day. I would lose if ATL win. I don't care.
What about you over there, Wally?
Yeah, shout out to Christian Kafir, who's in my Yahoo League. He's on our Facebook, so shout out to him. He had a good draft as well, just like me. I'm representing all my drafts.
Man, you had like an 07 draft.
Hey, the big can pan out though.
We'll see.
Hey. High risk, big time reward. That's
we'll see.
Quick shout out to Michelle Burwell. She posted a comment on Podbean. We love you.
And also my ESPN Urban Sports League, Urban Sports League.
The Open Sports League.
Wow, what? I don't even know what to even say, but in terms of like people who probably overdrafted fantasy players, I mean, was anybody out there who jumped out there automatically to you? To me personally, I think when Justin took Lee Evans was like, why even take Lee Evans? Lee Evans ain't been good like in 10 years. I mean, I never thought him being leaving like that.
Did he get late? They get him late?
He got him. Even picking him. I know Bama's, we never even picked him.
Well, nobody took Mike Williams from Tampa here after all that talk last week, which is very interesting.
Were we supposed to take him?
The one thing that's true too.
What's a Tashard choice?
I think none of us took who we said we were going to take.
I think Hernandez. I took Michael Bush.
That's because you remind yourself of Michael Bush. But anyway, I regret skipping Tony Gonzalez for Jeremy Shockey. I didn't know Tony Gonzalez was still on the board. And Tom Brady, Matt Schaub, I could have picked either one. I picked Schaub. We'll see what happens. That's the only thing I regret. But overall, I'm happy with my team. I got like 5 running backs.
You think you had any players you may have overrated?
Percy Harvin, maybe. And Lauren Robinson.
Yeah, Lauren Robinson's major. Lauren Robinson, if you're listening, you need to prove a Bama named Fish wrong so I can eat some words.
I wanted San Fran D.
But in terms of fantasy football overall and in the whole grand scheme of things, do you think anybody is overrated in terms of just ranking?
I think Reggie Bush is.
Really?
I mean, a lot of people pick Reggie Bush to almost be like their feature back. I mean, he really only gives you like one good game a month, really. Because you got to realize it's not like he's a featured player in that offense. They throw the ball around, and he's not even the lead back. So I think a lot of people overdraft on Reggie Bush a lot. I mean, if you get him in late, then yeah, but I wouldn't shoot for him in the first 3 rounds, though. I'm
going to go out on a limb and say Jones-Drew shouldn't be the number 3 back every year. Because to me, he's inconsistent. At least the last 2 years. He had his breakout season a couple years back, but the last 2 years he's been inconsistent, in my opinion. Well, and the offense has never been good.
Doesn't he always get double-digit touchdowns?
Well, the thing that always helps Jones-Drew to give him the extra push is like he goes through that 2, 3, 4 game stretch where he just like kills, and he goes through that long stretch. It really doesn't do. It all depends on their offense, and when the offense is really struggling, he doesn't really do anything. But he goes through that stretch with like a few weeks in a row, he just kills, and that usually brings his value up a lot. But
to me, like Miles, and this is not any predicated on me not liking the Cowboys, but Miles Austin to me gets drafted a little too early in a lot of these drafts.
Why?
He's only had 1 year in terms of being a good wide receiver. 1 year.
I mean, all you can go off is the previous year.
but it's the consistency to be over a certain wide receivers.
Who do you think he gets drafted over that you would put ahead of him?
I've seen some boards have him over Reggie Wayne or some other wide receivers. Reggie Wayne or even what's another one? To me, even over Santana is kind of funny.
Are you serious?
Only 1 year.
Santana ain't had 1,000 yards in what?
But it's 1 year. It's all about consistency.
All right, if you're going off 1 year, I mean, you can say that about almost all kind of fantasy players.
Michael Turner,
even over Roddy White,
Chris Johnson.
They have Miles.
Well, you got to realize the type of offense. I mean, you're trying to compare people to. I mean, Miles Austin plays in a high-powered offense. I mean, Santana Moss hasn't had 900 yards in what?
But 1 year.
Well,
a 1 year.
His 1 year has been. Santana Moss has never even came close to his 1 year.
His 1 year.
Santana Moss has never even came close to his 1 year.
Santana's first year was a Pro Bowl year.
Has Santana Moss ever caught 13 touchdowns?
His first year was over 10. About 10.
About 10. About 10 ain't 13.
Same thing.
About 10 ain't 13.
About 3 shy. 3 shy.
Has Santana Moss ever put up the numbers Miles Austin put up?
1 year.
When was
that?
Do
it more than 1 year and then holler at me. 1 year, then holler at me.
And what has Santana Moss
done?
done?
More than 1 year, then holler at me.
What has Santana Moss done?
He's had a couple good years. He's had a 2,000 yard season with the Skins. Even the year 2,000 yard season. Check it out. Check it out.
This is a Redskin Cowboys debate, I believe. But let me ask you: do you think the rookie Dez Bryant is going to affect him?
It probably take a little bit of his numbers away. I mean, just the fact that you got 3 wide receivers. So
don't say that. Don't hate.
What week did the Cowboys play the Chiefs last year?
What we talking? We talking like the 6th. We talking like the 4th, 5th game. We talking
right. That was his breakout game, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out how long he's been doing it. So maybe 8 weeks at best. You think?
Something like that. Not because he also had a good playoff game. So we talking 8-9 weeks, and the type of numbers he put up
against Philly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Type of numbers he put up.
So about 9 or 10 weeks then, I think. So yeah, he's worthy of being a top fantasy pick this year because Chris Johnson the same way for real.
Chris Johnson's always been good though, but not as
he's
good.
Only played
not as good as, but not as good as. I mean, not as, he's never had he hasn't had the year that he had last year, but he's always been a good running back. He's always been good.
Only thing that bothers me about Miles Austin, they run like a lot of out routes for him, and he breaks it open. But I don't know if that's gonna happen this year. You know, I think people gonna catch on to him. He's still gonna have a good.
I mean,
year.
I don't see him. I mean, he may not have as many touchdowns. Like he had 13, he had a lot of receiving yards, but I don't see a reason why he wouldn't have 1,100 yards or at least 1,000 yards.
So would you get Miles Austin over Anquan Bolden?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I would.
Okay.
I mean,
that's my answer.
Well, the one answer is this: will Bolden be able to finish the season?
Because
he's never even played a full 16 games.
He's a very consistent individual when he plays a whole year.
But he hasn't. He's never has.
All right, he's a consistent player.
And we also talking about the Ravens. You actually think they're not going to run the ball?
The Cowboys going to run the ball too.
The Cowboys open it up. You think they're not going to throw the ball? I mean, who's going to throw the ball more?
Hey, according to the Ravens camp, they're going to throw the ball a lot too. That's why they got Anquan Bolden.
Is Anquan Bolden going to break plays compared to Miles Austin?
Say again?
Is he going to break long plays compared to Miles Austin?
He can. He's good to run after the catch. He can do it. Take a 5-yard pass and take it to the house. He's done it numerous times in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean his whole body of work is better than Miles Austin's. But last year, if we judging off last year, then we got to go with Miles Austin.
I'm just going off consistency.
But nobody drafted Roy Williams in our league. In our league amongst us here.
No one's drafted Roy Williams.
He got drafted in one of my leagues. Southside Red Wings is like 20 people, so you had exactly. Anywhere else, though, I haven't seen him getting drafted.
I'm in 3 leagues, and none of my leagues.
Well, were there any sleepers out there that you think people picked up that expect a big year from, like Jerome Harrison?
Lauren Robinson.
Good shot.
Yeah, I think Jerome Harrison is going to have a huge year. A guy that Ray picked up, Arian Foster. I think he's going to have a good year also.
Thank you, man. Nobody picked up Darren McFadden in our league, I don't think.
Somebody did at the end.
All right, let me ask you. We just got finished arguing about Miles Austin. What's the difference between a sleeper than what you guys just said with Jerome Harrison? Because you picked Jerome Harrison off what? His potential and his body of work what he did at the end of last year.
Yes,
what's the difference between Miles Austin?
Oh, yeah, it's not. No, he was wrong on that. I never agreed with Jamal Charles was ranked high because his thing last year.
Sleepers are individuals that you get at the bottom, but you know their worth is.
Arian Foster in most leagues I've been in has been getting taken very high.
Really?
We talking before 6th round.
No, I don't know if Arian Foster is necessarily a sleeper. I think a lot of people know about him. But usually a sleeper is somebody who you usually don't draft.
All right, we could say Miles Austin last year
was
usually a sleeper. I mean, as a guy you don't even draft at all. You pick him up.
Jamal Charles last year was a sleeper.
Or you draft at the end.
It's a running back for Denver. I don't know his name, but everybody's talking about him as being a sleeper because Moreno's not healthy. He got a hamstring issue.
Buckhalter?
No, not Buckhalter. It's another. I think
Lindell's hurt.
Yeah, Lindell White's hurt. I mean,
not Lindell White. I'll have to get his name. If you look on ESPN, they got him up there. They got a Redskins running back I've never heard of.
Not Terrain.
No, not Terrain. Somebody else.
I know he was on practice.
He was like number 35 or something.
Oh, Williams.
They got like a top 10 sleeper list. And usually, I don't know if it was Eric Carabell, because Eric Carabell is usually accurate. Last year, he predicted a bunch of people that end up being sleepers. I think Miles Austin was on his list.
Well, not Eric Carabell. What's the other guy that does?
Matthew Berry?
Yeah.
He doesn't predict